place if it don't open up. Yeah, a lot of my friends go in there, get the cold coffee, iced coffee, I guess it's called.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATP with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? He is Eric Zane, and I'm Christian Bladt. You may remember me from this weekend's episode of Who Are These Podcasts and such show business funerals as Andre the Giant, We Hardly Knew Ye, and Shemp Howard. Today we mourn a stooge. Eric, how are you today?
Never better. I'm loving your hair. Look at that. Oh, my God.
I went in and I asked them for the Zane. And they had a picture, and I'm like, yes, just like that handsome fella right there.
I tell you what, I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you. We've got an outstanding collection of videos for the audience today, and they're from all over the world of broadcasting. And at a certain point in the show, you might start asking in the chat hey, is this the week that WATB jumped the shark? But we're not getting there yet. We got plenty of good stuff before we get there. And before we head over to the world of local news, Eric, remind everyone how the super chats work on this show.
Well, it's important to note that you can make Christian say whatever you want to close the show. He finishes it with like, hey, I'm Christian Bladt. Every mic is a hot mic. And then that's where you come in. You leave that, you write it down, you slam a dollar amount on it. The one with the highest dollar amount is what our beloved Christian will say to finish the show. Or if you feel so inclined, because we're just killing it and it's great entertainment, throw us a buck or two. If not, that's okay. Make us laugh, and your chat will also be featured.
Right, exactly. I disagree with what Dr. Anonymous said, but it made me laugh. So, this one needs to go up here. You suck, Zane. Christian, you're cool. I'm not even going to correct the "your" that he used there because I'm cool. And Nicola, of course, our favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. We like her better than all the rest of you.
I think we could double. If we had an opportunity, we could double team her. I really believe that.
And by double team, you mean you please her and I just watch in the corner.
I mean play basketball.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. That's really what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything. All right. That's hey, take a look at that, Carl and Blind Mike. That's what we call banter. Now that the banter's out of the way, let's head over to local news.
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
All right, so right off the bat, I have to apologize to our audio-only audience. But when I saw this traffic clip, I knew we had to start the show. If it bleeds, it leads, or if it crashes, I think we came up with something that rhymed with crashes. But if it crashes, it leads too. Let's just leave it at that. And Erica, you have not seen this. We're going to do our best for our audio audience to describe it. There's someone's filming the other side of a highway. There's a flatbed truck there. Let's see what happens.
And they're now 250 rollover.
So maybe, just maybe, you didn't get a good look at that. I'm going to show it again, and then I'll show it in slow-mo. So a car's driving along, and it goes right up on top of the flatbed, over the roof of the truck, rolls over a few times. Am I missing something? Is that not the greatest car crash we've shown on this show in the history of this show?
No, because yes, because the fact that every Dukes of Hazzard episode has that happen at least once or twice, and we've always wondered what it would be like, and it finally in real life has happened. That's fantastic.
It is indeed fantastic, and we are going to slow it down for everybody. And like the Duke boys, they probably weren't able to open the doors afterwards, so they had to climb out through the window. But let's take a look at the slow-mo version of it. All right, here it goes. It is airborne. It is flipping. It is rolling. And wow. Yeah, they even slow down that guy's audio. I'm going to freeze it midair.
Yeah, I like how, first of all, it's kind of crazy. The arm kind of blocks the best part of it here.
It's
and
true.
Then,
that's how you know it's real.
After it lands, all those people, as he turns around and starts running after it, aren't moving. They're in shock.
Yeah, I mean, I would be in shock if I saw that. Shout out to my new favorite channel on YouTube. You see their logo burned in right there. Police Activity. I may have gone down a rabbit hole for, let's just say, Eric, videos that are not appropriate for this show. But we'll find some that are. This was the one I felt like I could show from over there, our friends at Police Activity. And I did almost say Police Academy, which also, if we could share clips from Police Academy, we would be in business.
The things that amused us back then that are so stupid now.
Yes, exactly. But we were kids when those were out. We have no excuse. What about adults who enjoyed the Police Academy movies? So that's one kind of traffic mishap. Obviously, sitting in traffic can get the best of us. We probably all have at least one or two mild rage moments a day while we're sitting in traffic. We probably dream about being able to reach through the window and punch someone in the face if they're annoying us. Especially if, I don't know, you're a cop and you figure you can get away with it. As long as the guy whose window you reach into doesn't have one of those dashboard cams for his job.
All right.
So I've now set up what's about to happen here.
Right.
November 8th, 2023, 37-year-old Thomas Brocuglio was driving his company vehicle with the dash camera on as he approached a red light at the intersection of France Street and Cromwell Ave in Rocky Hill.
What are we doing? Rocky Hill. What are you doing?
The truck he was honking at was being driven by 57-year-old off-duty Meriden Police Corporal Alan Ganter.
Wait all day.
Even the dog's like, all right, dude, settle down.
That's when Ganter got out of his truck, flashed his badge, and approached Brocuglio.
Right on red. Really? Where does it say that? It says stop here on red.
Corporal.
I'll get back to it in a second. There's nothing like the off-duty cop who shows up in a jacket and shorts.
Yes, yes. He's got to flash the badge here.
Yeah. And by the way, they're sweat shorts. They're not summertime police shorts. And it's just
and who doesn't love this busy guy with all those keys behind him because he's got shit to open. The dog, he takes the dog to work. He's listening to nice, easy listening music.
Yeah.
Looks like to be a member of Al Qaeda. Okay, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, no. This is a guy, if he sits next to you on a plane, you figure at some point he's going to light his shoes on fire. It's just a matter of time. So far, by the way, the dog is the only likable person in the video, and I'm going to spoil it. It doesn't change. Still a fan of the dog when this is over, but let's see where this goes.
Ganter began taking pictures of Brocuglio's license plates. Brocuglio accused Ganter of being on his phone as the confrontation escalated.
I saw you looking down doing everything else. No, I was moving something in my bag.
Ganter then threatens to give Brocuglio a ticket and call his supervisor.
Sure, sounds good. Let me get your badge number.
Notice how the dog knew he was going to punch him?
Yes, the dog did know he was going to. Look out, here it comes. Look out, Muhammad. Look out, Muhammad. Here comes the punch.
Everything else. No, I was moving something in my bag.
Ganter then threatens to give Brocuglio a ticket and call his supervisor.
Sure, sounds good. Let me get your badge number.
Here's my fucking badge number, punk.
You want to get arrested? You're going to get arrested for assault on a civilian.
Ganter drove away as Brocuglio placed a call to Rocky Hill Police.
Well, the gentleman that we see here was a little prophetic because let's see what happens when police catch up to him.
Rocky Hill 911, yeah, just a emergency.
Yeah, I was just assaulted by a police officer who punched me in the face through my window.
Rocky Hill police responded and generated this incident report,
Nice.
saying the punch left Brocuglio dazed and possibly concussed. Rocky Hill police made contact with Ganter at his residence. The interaction on body camera.
Is he pressing charges against me, like for breach?
Yeah.
Like, because I yelled at him and stuff?
For assault, because you hit him.
He's saying that I hit him.
Uh-oh.
By the way, clearly at that moment, his lawyer is calling him, stop talking to the police. The fact that his phone rings right then, I'm like, yeah, you might want to take it. It's probably somebody with some good advice, buddy.
He says I hit him. Oh,
Yeah.
no. I love this so much.
This is the best part. This is this interaction and makes it all worthwhile. Well, and the dog. I like the dog, but let's hear him interact with some fellow officers.
And he has video that you hit him.
Then Ganter asks officers if he can charge Brocuglio.
And there's nothing where I can press for breach of peace for him yelling at me, whatever it is.
There's nothing where I can file for breach of peace because he's mouthing off at me. Look, the guy's being a dick, and the cop did walk away, and he basically called him back, you know? So it's not that he's not at fault, but also he didn't need to be punched in the face. Or, I don't know, am I wrong, Easy?
No, you are. The guy didn't do anything. What the fuck is wrong with you? He honked the horn, which is what everybody does if the dick fuck doesn't turn. And then he sat there and politely explained to him, yeah, shithead, turn, asshole. I got a dog. You know, I mean, Jesus. So, I totally, I support Muhammad Atta in all this shit.
It's almost like somebody super chatted that so that you would say it. But we all know how you feel about true patriots. But, you know, you'd figure, all right, so this guy had to surrender his badge and gun, and he's probably never going to be in uniform again. Do you feel like that's where this story's going, Eric?
Probably not. I don't think so.
Yeah. In fact, the report said that the officer did violate the police department's rules of conduct.
Yeah.
And he was suspended for 5 days without pay. And he will be required to attend mandatory de-escalation training.
I'm okay with that. He gets that. And then if it's a misdemeanor assault, so no big deal. You know.
I think we should give the 5 days pay to the dog. I mean,
big time. Yeah, I love it.
Buy him something nice.
And cut your goddamn beard too. Looks like shit.
I was surprised though, because when the Atta lookalike was calling the police, I'm surprised that when he said a cop just punched me in the face, that this is in Connecticut. I should state. I'm surprised they didn't say, okay, are you white? Because that would depend on, you know, the level of severity that they would pay to this. Anyway,
Keanu Cream says, I think Muhammad should get a free punch. That might settle it too, gentlemanly.
Keanu Creams? Jesus. Yes, I think that would be fair. It'd be like, look, let him keep his 5 days pay. Can I just get in like one really good gut punch? Oh, and maybe my dog just bites him in the dick. I don't know. Something.
Yep.
All right. Well, our buddy in the Discord, Robo Shitstain Mark 9000, he posted this in there. And Eric, this might take you back a little bit. Obviously, as people know, you and I, we both have kids, and the schools routinely put their hands out looking for a little bit more money. I don't know where my taxes go, but all right. So sometimes they need a little bit more money. And they try and do some unique and interesting things to raise money. This sounds about right, doesn't it, Eric?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds totally right.
So at some point, do you think that it's possible for fundraisers to become, I don't know, a little bit too unique and interesting?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the case here at a school in Oklahoma. And I believe that this reporter will try to do the best that he can to set up what we're about to see.
Adam and Wendy, a parent whose child attended the event calls it deeply disturbing. And we do want to warn you, the video you're about to see may be graphic to some viewers.
There's kids on the floor. There's barefoot adults.
This video shows Deer Creek High School students licking toes at a fundraising event Thursday. We have blurred their faces to hide their identity.
It was
So
surprising.
hot.
I didn't think
So
I
hot.
know, like, how am I supposed to jerk off on it?
anybody do all that. I was just shocked. I didn't really have like a feeling. I was
What the fuck? Okay, that I can't even understand what the voice harmonizer is saying.
Yeah, I know.
what?
It's a bit much with the
What?
The Deer Creek
being on
School
his
District
parents.
confirmed the video with Fox 25, saying the students volunteered in challenges to
Oh,
help raise money during their
okay.
philanthropy week.
They
I
offer.
am all for fundraising and all
Down there.
for really fun and silly things, but that right there just seemed a little excessive.
A little excessive.
Deer Creek
Neither
High School,
fun nor
formerly known as Jerry Sandusky School.
Yeah, although I do understand that Quentin Tarantino already has the option on this, and it'll be his 10th and final film. So, yeah, and let's. There's just a few more. Yeah, got another.
Deer Creek Schools says every student who participated signed up for the games
Yeah.
they played ahead of time, and that no faculty or staff were involved during the assembly. They note that the fundraising week helped raise more than $152,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna lick your feet.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, this is prime porno material here.
Is it like a whorehouse where they let you pick who's gonna lick your feet, or are you just assigned someone? You know, I've got a lot of questions. This is another one of those ones where you might think that okay, well, they're in the end. Oh no. Bad Karate says that there's special needs too. I don't believe that all the kids participating in this are. I do think Robo Shitstain's the one who probably could write a paper on this. But even the Connor, news from Jim Norton, the Superintendent Ryan Walters, this is disgusting. We're cleaning up this filth in Oklahoma schools. Our agency is investigating. I think that's the only way that the superintendent can respond, right?
Yeah, I mean, describing it as investigating. How much more investigating do you need to do? You saw children licking feet. Yeah, come on now. Fuck,
Yeah,
that was incredible.
As I was trading messages with Robo Shitstain Mark 9000, which is easy to say with a straight face, I did point out that we were going to have to play this because sometimes we like to share videos that are really funny, and sometimes we have a category that's more along the lines of what the holy fuck is happening on this planet these days. Yeah,
This is
the
sexy.
latter.
Very, very sexy too.
Yeah. You guys didn't see, but in the private chat, Erica asked me if I could send him the non-blurred version of the pictures, and of course, I have those already.
Of course. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad that the chat responded well to that one, Eric. That seemed like one that's tailor-made for our chat. Let's move along. Sorry. The final thing is the fact that that's in Oklahoma. I'm like, that doesn't. I mean, LA, Seattle. There's a lot of places where I thought that would happen. Oklahoma, this is a little surprising.
Yeah, that is. That's supposed to be like a little bit more conservative there. They're doing all this shit.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, let's move on to the Tahoe area, which has been inundated. That's an easy word for me to say, with blizzards over the past week. And, when the bad weather comes, sometimes the neighborhood gets a little bit worse because the kind of animals that come down that make you want to lock your doors and maybe lock the doors of your car when you drive through the neighborhood, there's kind of an infestation.
And as the storm comes in, the black bears are coming out.
They're out already. They don't care what the weather's like. They don't care that there's going to be a snowstorm.
Ann Bryant is the executive director of the Bear League, a nonprofit working to keep Lake Tahoe's black bears safe.
Yeah, thank you, Ricky Lee. What's her name? Ricky Lee Jones. I almost said Ricky Lake. But that's not what you want, right, Eric? If moose come in, that's all right. Brown bears, all right, you're going to look twice.
Does snow wake up bears? Is that what we're being led to believe?
That's what we're I guess it gets harder to get food, but shouldn't they be hibernating already?
Yeah, I mean, the fuck.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's unbelievable, and that the fact that they've got so much snow there, and that's one thing to contend with, and goddamn bears storming around. Holy shit!
I mean, obviously, the one thing that these bears aren't doing is looking for a job, but I don't think that's really for us to comment on. That's for other people to take the time to comment on. But I feature that story because I want to introduce us to a new friend who I was not aware of until this week. This is a little bit of a table setter for us to meet a TikToker in Long Beach, California, who uses his social media platform for good, trying to help catch would-be pedophiles. He probably could have gone to Oklahoma and found a couple, but I digress. So there's a couple reasons why I've pulled this for you, Eric. The guy gives an amazing play-by-play when the suspect, the perp, if you will, is tackled by police. They really go after the would-be diddler. But I really want you to meet, and I'm not even going to tell you his name. I'm going to let the reporter tell you. I want you to meet this TikToker. And this takes place at a Carl's Jr. in Long Beach, which is weird because I always figured Jack in the Box would be the place where pedos would meet underage kids. But, what do I know?
Fast moves at a fast food restaurant in Long Beach. Police and Good Samaritans snag a suspected child predator. We got one today. The target gets knocked down, gets back up, and keeps going, but he won't get far.
Homeboy, you ain't getting away, homeboy. Just stop.
Long Beach police tell us the takedown happened at a local Carl's Jr.
I'm sure they appreciate the publicity.
41-year-old Cody Lane Orrero of Hawthorne, booked on one count of arranging a meeting with a minor for lewd purposes and one count of resisting a police officer.
Bro, I'm about to go hands-on with you, homeboy. You ain't getting away.
One of the men behind the stick.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, did you want me? You want me to go back?
No. I just what I noticed right away about these cops is these two cops couldn't be more bumbling and stumbling Keystone cops getting into each other's way. God damn, it's like they put the two most inept morons to capture this guy who almost gets away.
Yeah, I think one of them is like a 4-foot-tall Mexican girl. So, that's not the. Well, I don't know. Maybe she works the pedo cases, because they might mistake her for a middle schooler.
Purposes and one count of resisting a police officer.
Bro, I'm about to go hands-on with you, homeboy. You ain't getting away.
One of the men behind the sting, however, is not a cop, but a social media fixture who goes by the name Black Biden. He's in the red hoodie and
that's right. That's Black Biden in the red hoodie.
Child protection. He poses through messaging as underage boys and girls to see who bites.
Are you ready to meet Black Biden, Eric? Is everyone in the chat ready to meet Black Biden for the first time?
I have called over 156 guys that tried to come out to harm kids.
Holy shit. Oh my God. He looks like fucking Doc from Back to the Future, but black.
Yeah, right.
He's Doc in Black to the Future.
If when Eddie Murphy used to do buckwheat on SNL, and I know that's like 40 plus years ago, if they'd mixed it up and they'd given him the Doc Brown wig,
Christ, it's like, this is the guy who's fighting to keep kids safe.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy you want on the beat, right? This is the guy you want looking out for you and your kids. I do love the fact that the reporters have to treat this seriously. So just listen to the end of the piece here.
We asked Black Biden how long he plans to keep doing all of this. He says until the laws get tougher against criminals.
Yeah. So that's all right. That might be one of those pre-show little stingers that I put in a future week. We asked Black Biden how long he'll be doing it. Yeah.
This, every so often you'll see one of these, what do you call it? Vigilantes.
Yes.
Start this. And the first time I saw this was like probably 10 years ago, people started doing this, but they didn't really have as nearly as, like an avenue for people to watch. I mean, sure, they put it out on Facebook, but TikTok seems to be perfect for this. I mean, I would sit, if I went to Black Biden's channel and each of those are 90 seconds, I'll stay on that fucking thing all day to watch that. That is awesome. And then it looked like he obviously tips off the cops and they're involved in it. That's fucking great.
Yeah. No, I think we finally found two things that I didn't think we would find for the audience of this show. One, a Biden to love. Although we all kind of like Hunter, don't we? I mean, we would all love to party with Hunter. But anyway, that's besides the point. But, also, this might be the member of the Black Biden committee that the WATP crowd finally embraces.
Black Biden is like, these cops love me until they have to kill me for no good reason.
Which I think that's the only way this story ends, right?
That's the way it'll probably end.
Yeah. Remember around Black Friday, we showed that guy who used to wait outside of Best Buy, and there was a rise and fall to that guy's story too. So, I think Black Biden might be the new version of that. Anyway, I'm sure the chat is loving Black Biden. I'm going to keep an eye on him. And if there's ever something that doesn't quite fit for this show, I will definitely share it with our friends at Who Are These Socials. Dust Cloud, could he be a Vigilante, perhaps?
Be careful with that one.
Our chat is a lot of times funnier than we are, and that's all right. That's why we appreciate them. I love that you're all there. All right. Well, let's move on over to talk shows.
I said, can you dig it?
I think so.
WATP. Now who are these talk shows? Just who are these talk shows?
So we've covered Stephen Colbert on this show before, and usually the takeaway is that his show isn't really that funny because he takes the opportunity to preach instead of tell jokes. Do you feel like that should be the takeaway from previous clips from Colbert, Eric?
I would say because he takes the opportunity to preach and because he's Stephen Colbert, he's not funny.
All right, so that's like 1 and 1A. You're absolutely right.
No, he
But
sucks.
I have a theory that what if, stay with me, what if he's just simply reinvented what comedy is? So let's take a look from a recent monologue. This is, I believe, the start of the show.
I know how numb we've become, but it's not normal. No other candidate for the presidency has ever had to pause his campaign to defend himself in multiple courts. And I would like to point out that in all 7 of his cases, no one doubts that he did these things. We're just sitting around patiently waiting to find out if the wheels of justice will grind fast enough for there to be any consequences. And the media is covering it like it's any other political story, like it's all horse race.
All right, I think I might have been wrong there. That might have been a bad theory. I was hoping there'd be jokes in there, and I guess I didn't find any. Or did I just miss the jokes? Was I distracted?
It's just he's so frustrated. He's lost sight of what he used to be pretty good at. So now he's just going to fret and fume because nothing's happening the way he wants it to go. That's all that is. It's sour grapes.
All right. Well, maybe I unfairly stacked the deck against him. I've got another clip. Maybe he's just reinvented comedy where what you need to do is say as many words as fast as possible in the shortest amount of time, and then that equals comedy.
We all know what day it is. It's Leap Day, a magical 24-hour period that every 4 years emerges from the mist like Brigadoon. And for that one magical day, you can do anything you want because no laws apply, evidently, according to the Supreme Court. Because this morning, when I excitedly ran down to open my Leap presents under the time tree, I found out the Supreme Court has decided to hear Trump's immunity claim, further delaying his January 6th trial. In the landmark case of People versus Do Laws Matter? Seriously, what is going on? Justice deferred is justice gutted like a fish and thrown into the river for chum. One more of these steaming turds, and I swear to God, on the ghost of John Marshall, I will drive to Washington and rub my ass on your gavels.
His studio audience seems to be enjoying it though. So I don't know. I'm missing something, aren't I?
Yeah, well, I mean, pretty much. Battle lines are drawn in comedy. You're either gonna make one side laugh and the other one hate you. It's the person who can make them both laugh is the one that's really got the advantage Well, does that exist? I don't know. I think we actually, the comedy that we put out on a regular basis, week in, week out, as the cornerstone of the WATP universe, is no one has any idea who or what we support. No one knows because we're so goddamn funny at both of it. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. We, we have the clips of Trump saying something funny, and then we have Biden bumbling around on a stage. Oh no, those ain't real, dude. I must have put this one up by accident. This guy is almost funny as Eric Zane. That's not nice. Well, hey, all right, dang lizard. I'm Christian Bladt. Boring viewers is where I'm at. By the way, I'm pretty sure that's our first super chat of the day. So
it is. I want to see if we can keep it under $10. Is that?
No, I don't want to see that. What? Because then Carl gets $8.50, and we have to divide up the rest.
Excuse me. And by the way, I'm recovering from illness. If you catch me coughing, I know that I do the best I can, but I am recovering. So, anyway,
well,
yes, no, I was kidding. Send us your goddamn money. All right. Enough of this bullshit.
We're like 3 weeks in of not hitting our goal. I don't know what we need to do, what we need to change and do differently. So, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I was on WATP this weekend, and I brought in clips of Katt Williams on the Joe Rogan Experience. In fact, on this very YouTube channel, there's a video package of that where it asks the question, is this the most boring interview that Joe Rogan has ever done? I watched all 3 hours of it. You hear me, Zane?
Wow.
3 hours of Katt Williams and Joe Rogan. And I just thought it was going to be more of the good times, like when Katt was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. We showed a bunch of those clips. We had so much fun. I could not have been more wrong. And if you read the comments on that video that Carl posted, there's a lot of Rogan fanboys that are saying that we just didn't get it. I'm going to show you a clip in a moment that will pretty much summarize the 3 hours. But before we do that, this clip was on WATP, but I want nothing more than to see my buddy Easy's reaction to Rogan asking Katt Williams this question.
People like menthol so much.
Does the answer really matter?
It was clipped. I couldn't hear the beginning of it.
That's fine. I'm happy to play it again.
Why do black people like menthol so much? What's that about?
What the fuck?
And Katt just looks at him.
It's a totally different type of cigarette.
You're going to get me canceled.
No.
This is very racist, this
Is
conversation, even though neither of us are.
Yeah.
Okay.
For more on that, check out the most recent WATP. But
I found that interesting. I want to watch. That's fucking great.
Then watch the WATP segment on it. Don't invest in 3 hours. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm glad you set me up in that way, unwittingly though it was, because most of the 3 hours really had clips like this that were kind of the most Rogan clips that you've ever seen.
Ultimate game. The ultimate game is to run the whole world. Do you know what the ultimate game is, Katt?
I do.
We have an overpopulation problem, Katt.
Yeah.
It's an overpopulation problem.
Right.
And we're gonna be able to mitigate that with vaccines. We're gonna be able to mitigate that with health care.
Right.
We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get rid of a bunch of people.
We used to be able to do it with neglect, and it was called nature's way.
Right.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot of that sort of like, hey, what about this? It's a lot of stoner talk. And not the fun kind, like not the oh, hey, we just did a bunch of lines at 11 p.m. No, this is like 3 a.m. Let's refill the bong, change out the water. It sure was something. And there's a reason why that clip didn't make it on to WATP. This final clip from that, though, it's a bit of a short one. I have to admit that the positioning of Sodom and Gomorrah in the middle of this conversation made me laugh.
So bad. Can we come back to this? Sodom and Gomorrah. Come back to this.
I would love that.
Okay, let's take a look. Sodom and Gomorrah.
Which is usually what I say right after I come out of the men's room. God. Sodom and Gomorrah.
Has this do you think he is or will jump the shark? Speaking of
Rogan
Jump
or
the Shark,
Katt Williams? Because I think
Katt's nothing to me. I didn't even remember he existed until Club Shay Shay. Nobody gives a fuck about Katt Williams. I will say this though, I'm interested in of Rogan. I mean, is this the type of thing that eventually is going to come to an end? I mean, this guy thinks he can pretty much just talk about anything, and it's going to turn to gold. I have often thought that this guy is he's fucking useless. He just sits there and babbles on for 4 hours, and a bunch of fucking morons watch it over and over and over every single goddamn week.
Are you talking about Rogan or WATP? I lost track of. No,
oh my God.
No. Yeah, look, Rogan is definitely one of those shows that I have to really want to see the person. I have to really be interested in the person. Like, he talked to Chappelle for 3 hours like a year ago. That was great. But and I thought this was going to be, and it was not. So I think that they should do like a Cliff's Notes version of every Joe Rogan experience. There's the 3 hour where if you want it, but give me a tight 60 or even a tight 90. Something that's hard for me to do for this show, but other people should do that for those shows. Dust Cloud with a very important question. Call me crazy, but is Black Biden a menthol man?
Yeah, I was surprised that Rogan even asked that question because I think he has a lot of intuition, and he knows what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, and how those questions usually go. So, frankly, I'm shocked that he would even ask it.
Hey, Dang Lizard has something for you to read, Eric.
So Christian would say, every mic is a hot mic. And I'll say, and I'm not Eric Zane. I'm not Eric Zane. Raping children is the game. No, wait a minute. You would say that.
I would say it, but I wanted you to say it.
Oh,
because I might have to say it later. So let's just get that one out there.
I like the creative way he wrote raping to get by the censors.
Yeah. All right. Well, this next segment on the show is what we're going to call Who Are These WATBs? And it's a little bit self-serving, but I have a collection of clips that I think are of interest to fans of this show, and specifically people who tolerate both Eric and myself. Now, I was very lucky to get a shout out on a recent episode of Uncle Rico. And I always enjoy getting a shout out anywhere that it can happen. So let's give a listen to this.
Joke was it's $75.
Yes, right.
Like, we, I'm sure people think you don't have it, but I honestly think you have $75 to your name, John. But
it wasn't even my joke. Christian Bladt said that on my show. Christian Bladt's never funny.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, that's
Lady
great.
K? Are you fucking hell?
That is.
Are you fucking kidding me with that? Lady K.
He said that one thing, and John could not let it go.
I like Christian, but you are right.
I love Christian.
And,
all right, forget it. No, it's fine. It's fine now. It's fine. All right. All right. Shuli likes me. Carl likes me. What could possibly go wrong? So, all right. I was worried for a minute there. But I am not the only one who maybe got thrown under the bus in the past week by our buddy Carl.
People are saying that I won't read your super chats, but I think they're confusing me with Eric Zane. I will read every super chat, and I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a rude manner to do so.
What? What is he fucking babbling on about again at a million miles an hour?
He's saying that you don't read super chats, is what he's trying to say.
The fuck I don't. We only get 5 of them. How the fuck could I not read them?
Well, when they come in, you're so surprised,
Oh, fuck off. Carl's full of shit. Oh, my God.
It's funny because that's not the clip that I thought was going to make you angry.
No,
yeah, look, Carl's there.
Well, he's so full of shit. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Carl, HAMBURGER, hamburger. Well, if that clip really got to be in your bonnet, then You're really going to enjoy this next one because not just frosted tip basement dwellers make fun of our buddy Easy. You recently drew the ire of a former SNL writer who was given many opportunities to achieve greatness, but now spends every weekday at 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Sundays reminding YouTube that panhandling loves company. That's right. You, Eric Zane, got on the radar of Kevin Brennan. Easy for me to say.
Probably makes me sick to my stomach. But he goes, Kevin had on MLC, Joe Matarese. He's drawing the big names. He actually had on his show this guy, Eric Zane. So I look up Eric Zane on YouTube. This guy, I guess, used to be a disc jockey or something. He got fired probably for being. Anyway, he did his live shows 2/22/24, which was what, today? 58 minutes long. He has 10 views. Show from 2/21/24, 23 views.
I thought that was
2/19/24, 18 views. 2/16/24, 24 views. These are Kevin Dabrowski numbers. Thursday, 2/15/24, 12 views. I mean, Carl, I guess Carl doesn't understand how stupid he is.
Oh,
he shits on Joe Matarese, who's like a professional comedian.
Oh, okay.
Been on Letterman, been on America's Got Talent, all the shows
crossing
that
a
Carl
line
grew
right
up
there.
watching. And he's like, Kevin had Joe Matarese on. And he's sitting there with producer Chris, whoever the fuck that is, and Eric Zane, who's killing it on YouTube. 10 views. These are Kevin Dabrowski numbers. But I'm the problem.
You're not a problem. I love you. I told you that.
He
fucking
loved,
dummy.
He loved that Kevin Dombrowski joke so much that he got it in twice.
Yeah,
in,
he does that a
90 seconds.
lot. He does that a lot.
He does.
He always repeats himself. I'm a goddamn fan. I love Kevin. And Matarese, he might be good at something, but it's not podcasting.
Well,
there's no way Kevin Brennan could watch any of those goddamn shows and be entertained. He's lying to himself.
Yeah, just because, people show up in a room and watch you on stage telling jokes doesn't mean you're a good stand-up.
Yeah, and don't give me that he's a professional comedian bullshit. I've said this a million times. A goddamn Zane killing it with hack ride numbers. A comedian does not mean you have the ability to carry on a conversation in a podcast. He can't do it, okay? I think Kevin can do it, but he's so goddamn lazy when he podcasts. He just reads people's shit and then repeats jokes over and over and over again. So, I mean, that's about I don't like to attack Kevin. Everybody beats the shit out of Kevin, but I fucking like Kevin.
Well, he doesn't know who you are. And Past in the chat says that you should ask Shuli for the super chat and viewers machine. That might help. Nicola points out that he's got awesome hair. And look who's standing up for you. Make fun of Eric all you want, but how dare you call Joe Matarese a real
Precisely.
comedian?
Exactly. Yeah. He is not. Well, I take it back. Because it's when you combine podcasting and what do you call it? Comedy, it just doesn't work. I haven't even seen his act in comedy. It might be great, but in podcasting, he's a goddamn drip.
No. It's
This
not
bad?
It's
All right.
definitely not.
Well, that's Christian. So go take a run at him, you
Yeah.
fucking milk-eyed face.
If you weren't blown away, KB, by Eric Zane numbers, go to a YouTube channel called Bladtcast, BLADTCAST. I'm sure there's going to be no videos on there for you to point at and laugh at how many views I've got. And by the way, 0 super chats. Okay.
Yes.
So
it happens. It happens. Okay.
All right.
But we're stupid, so we keep trying. Thank you.
That's absolutely true. I have okay. So, okay, Pat at Karate. Say what you want about Zane, but keep your mouth shut about producer Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, goddamn
keep
right,
producer
too.
Chris's name out your fucking mouth.
Yes,
KB.
yes. Then and I don't care if people say shit about me. You can tell, obviously, I roll with it because I'm better than everybody. But producer Chris, fuck that shit. He's the sweetest guy in the world and very funny, I think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think we all know that he's funnier than all of us, and that's why, you keep your enemies closer, but I appreciate that.
Oh, this is you know what? This can't be the clubhouse leader though. Dang Lizard, $2, whatever that is.
€2.04.
Right.
I don't even know.
And pence. That is not the clubhouse leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
now,
is
this
right
the
now.
clubhouse leader. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to up your game so that you can have
Yeah.
Christians say that about children.
You have to put more money on that to get me to read those words. But
yes.
if you do, I'll be happy to read them.
And by the
All
way,
right.
if Kevin Brennan tries any of that hothead shit with me, that old fuck, I will kill that motherfucker. There is no fucking way he would stand a chance with me. I love Kevin, but if you give all that tough guy shit with me, I'll rip your fucking face off.
I was just staying quiet for a second because I want a clean edit point for this to go up on probably Hack vs. Anonymous, and we'll see if he catches it.
Yeah, I'll whip
right.
your ass. I will whip your ass, Kevin Brennan. You fucking rosy-cheeked fuck.
Before I turn the show over to EZ for what I'm calling our main event for this week, I've got one more clip. My buddy Liam McEnany was on Ray DeVito's Rock Bottom podcast about a week ago, and he brings up me. And I want you, Eric, and I want our chat to critique Ray DeVito's acting skills. Is this convincing? Because I contend that Ray DeVito doesn't like me just for the simple reason that I made multiple appearances on WATP where I played clips of him not doing well. The biggest one was him being on with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. And I think I had 15 clips where jokes bombed or he didn't know the words to any Frankie Valli songs, even though his bio says he knows all of them. And I was just piling on. I was having fun. But you tell me if this is a guy who doesn't know about me or doesn't like me.
Hackverse thing in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm there. I want allegedly, but also Smokey the Spurg says I'm supposed to have some graphics. I'll put it up. Smokey the Spurg. I'll ask Melton where that stuff. I'll put it up. I'll be there.
Thinking about going. I live like a short drive from Las Vegas.
Oh wait, you're going? I'm out. No, yes, you should
I'm
go
going with my boy Christian Bladt. You know Christian?
I don't think I know Christian Bladt.
You don't know Christian Bladt? He's also like a Dabbleverse guy, so I thought maybe you guys would know each other.
He hates my podcast because I haven't seen him around. He doesn't like this guy. This guy, he's like,
Wait a second. I thought you said you didn't know him, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
No, I don't know him. So I'm saying he probably doesn't like me if he's not around here.
What?
All right. So what do you think? We get two answers from the great Ray DeVito, who, by the way, all I have to do is be asked to be on Rock Bottom Podcast. I would be happy to be there, but we'll bring back one of our signature bits. Eric, you decide. Is this bullshit or not?
This is total bullshit. What the fuck is he doing? And first of all, Christian doesn't dislike anybody. That's not, I mean, there's two things that are true.
Chris Kattan, but other than that, I like everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things are true. Carl said the first one. Christian's never funny. True.
Yep.
And Christian doesn't have a bad bone in his body. Also true. All right.
It's fair. I just I don't know. I just remember a time where you could break comedians' balls after they had a bad appearance on a national radio show. But all right, I don't know the guy, so maybe I'm not the guy. But speaking of appearances on shows, Eric, I last week tasked you with something that I honestly didn't know that my episode of Topic Time with Harrison Young was up, because actually my buddy Liam's episode went up last week. But then the great Adam Thoreau let me know that it was up, and he said that he really enjoyed it. So then I sent it to you. And how familiar were you with Harrison Young before you watched my appearance?
Every time someone would mention it, I'd see some guy from Saving Private Ryan. And I was like, he's dead. What the fuck is going on? I had no experience with this guy. None,
Okay,
of
so
course. It's always that way with me.
You'd never seen any clips with him. Yeah. So I think he first showed up on WATP somewhere about a year and a half ago. At this point, Carl's been on, Cardiff has been on, Vinny Paulino's been on, Liam McEnany's been on. There's many others. And I was honored to be asked to be on the show. Now, my understanding is that your clips. I haven't named them, so I'm just going to play them in the order you gave them to me.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything before I play the first one, or do you just want to react to it?
Yeah, I have to talk a little bit. I did the old WATP treatment in gathering these clips, which I've done too many times to remember.
Yeah, imagine if that had been the WATP treatment. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So very good. Now, all I know about this fucking guy is that I guess this is public access TV. And Harrison is very pleased with how much he is improving at not interrupting people. Now, he said that right after he interrupts Christian twice. And I like also how the first topic is start with your childhood. What?
Yeah.
All right, clip one.
Yeah, I'm 48. It's going to take a minute.
Just a talent. But yeah, so all those towns you mentioned, I'm quite familiar with. So it's like you might as well be here. You might as well be in the neighborhood. I mean,
I wish I had taken the drive down Route 58 just to get there right now. That would have been great. But whatever.
Okay. Well, tell me. All right. Well, that's fascinating. All right, but we're going to profile you now. Tell me about yourself. You tell me some of the people you've worked with. But before we do that, I like to go in chronological order. Let's talk about your childhood, where you grew up, and how you got to where you're at now. And if I have any questions pertaining, you know the spiel. I'll bring.
Of course,
I'll interrupt you.
Yeah. My detective work. So go ahead.
You select the topics on topic time, Harrison. I'm just here to try and answer them. So,
see, that's the great thing about topic time is that the topics come of their own volition. Basically, I just try to think things. I try to just glean my guests and think things through. Try to ask good questions and not try to talk over people. That's something I'm definitely better at than I used to be. But go ahead. So that having been said, you have the floor.
You're better at it now than you used to be?
I need to go check out season 1 of Topic Time. I think he's been doing it for 15 or 20 years. I want to see when he used to interrupt his guests more. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
and
this
look,
was
Zoom interviews are tricky. I'm going to give him that. But yeah, in the same moment, I don't interrupt guests as much as I used to. Harrison Young, indoor baseball world champion, 10 years running. Yeah, and Liam's episode, they did talk more about that. But I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Eric?
Well, I mean, and I hate Harrison right away, and I hate you for then I hate you for actually telling him your real boring childhood. Well, I was born in blah, 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 blah. Why didn't you make it all up? You could have said anything, but you actually told us what happened to you, you know?
Yeah, I guess there's something to be said for that. But, I'm trying to grow my brand. And, there's no good explanation.
You should have said you were like Mike Tyson was your stepbrother and used to fuck you in the ass or something. Anything.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Cardiff kind of tried that. And he doesn't yes and in the right way.
No. Okay.
I would have ended up talking myself into a corner that I'm like, I don't know how to get out of there. And why was Christian wearing his pop filter like a bib? I was in a different location, and
he was in Seattle at the time.
Hey! No, I know they do say it in the episode. All right, so clip 2. What do we want to say about this?
Another example of this twit being great at not talking over people.
I had a great time growing up there, and as I mentioned, I did go to Marist College in Poughkeepsie, where I majored.
Marist College. What did you major in?
which by the way, would have been the next word out of my mouth. Marist College, where I majored in communications.
My clip 3, I found someone who's more under a rock than me.
So you're saying that, we've definitely had some fun about the things you're not aware of, but you're saying Harrison knows less.
Right.
Got to know a lot of people. So I spent a year after that as a page at NBC. Now, did you ever see this show, the Tina Fey, Alec Baldwin show, 30 Rock, Harrison?
Little bits and pieces. Does that have Christine Johnson? Is she in that too? Or is that
I don't think so. No, I think
different rock. Third Rock.
That's Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah, yeah.
But
So that's a different
I know
rock.
of Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey very well.
The Rocky 2. That's the one with Clubber Lang. What Clubber? Is that the pro wrestler? The Rock. Oh fuck. In my clip 4, Christian confuses this fool.
By the way, this is not the first time in the interview where I've confused him.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's see what happened this time.
Rock from the sun. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I know,
So
of course,
that's a different
I
rock.
know Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey very well.
Of course. Yeah. So there's a character on that show named Kenneth, and he wears a really ugly polyester blue blazer, and he has a tie with a peacock on it. That was the job that I had for a year.
Well, hold up. Now I got to ask. Were you that character in the show?
I love the close up for our audio audience. He just zooms in on Harrison's face at that point.
What a goddamn ghoul this guy is. Jesus.
By the way,
Christ.
Nicholas says the size of Harrison's hands.
Right.
Yeah, I want to show them again just for people to see there. And also, she's right about the mic quality. Harrison sounds like he's at the bottom of a well. I'm not going to lie. There were some tech issues connecting. And he has someone who helps him at the studio there at the public access station. And he sounded like that to me. But my understanding was it's like, oh, that's just the Zoom setup. I thought he was mic'd in the studio.
Yeah.
But no, that is not. By the way, shout out to Dust Cloud. I'm actually subscribed to the Blackcast, although I have no memory of doing so. That's how we get you. Every time. That's how we get you. All right, Eric, what do you got next for us?
I'm going to skip my cut 5 because it's another thing of Harrison interrupting. You get the idea. Let's go to 6, where Harrison asks Christian what he's up to these days, right after Christian had already told him what he's been up to these days. The clip starts with Christian telling a story about his interactions with Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's how I got on the show. My Facebook profile has a picture of my wife and I meeting Alice Cooper.
Okay.
So I think that's the only reason he was interested in me. And do you want to guess how many times since this interview he's asked me if I think I can get Alice on the show?
Okay, now you're stealing my thunder. Now just shut up
I'm
and
sorry.
play the goddamn clip.
I've never been lucky enough to interview him, but I felt like I had that interaction where I got to talk to him. So that's the picture that you saw is from that event.
Well, look, you guys are pretty chummy. Nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so, all right. So what are you doing these days?
So yeah, as we talked about, who are these broadcasters? And as I said, I do stuff for Geekscape. I've also
I like you give him the old, like I already told you.
Like I
you
literally
dumb
just
fucking
said.
mongrel. Oh, this guy, he kills me. Why does everybody you know what? Part of the problem is all you assholes getting on his show and telling him how great he is. That's why this keeps happening. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why do you keep doing this?
I mean, it's the Perry Caravello treatment to some extent. It's the John Melendez treatment. But there's an art to what Harrison Young does. Maybe you can't appreciate it, Easy. Maybe a Neanderthal like you doesn't actually.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Real
Now look,
art.
I have 2 more clips. In my number 8, Christian does humanity no favors by enabling this moron.
Okay, I believe I've selected clip 8.
Every episode of the Blackcast isn't going to be for everybody, but for everyone in the audience, there'll be at least one episode that they would like. We do a preview of the Major League Baseball season every year. So not everybody's going to want to see that. Not everybody's going to want to see me talk to guitarist George Lynch from Dokken. Sorry, what was that, Harrison?
I'll see it. I'm a big sports fan.
That was actually 7. That was another one of him just interrupting you.
My apologies.
Do you have 8 when you enable the guy? Okay.
No, I do have it. Yeah. So you did the right thing by skipping that one, but I just wanted to look at me some more. No, so here's clip 8.
Las Vegas.
It is. I actually did my first show to Vegas from one of my other locations few weeks back. I interviewed a comedian there, which was great. Well, guess what? We're under the Christian. We're under the final 5 minutes. We're within the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Oh my gosh, it's everything I wanted it to be and more, Harrison. It's delightful to get a chance to chat with you.
Well, thank you so much, and I so appreciate that. So what I always do in the last.
You asshole.
But it was delightful. It was an honor.
No, it's not an honor. You're just making fun of him. I'm just you're totally doing what I'm doing, but more subtle.
Eric, we're going to agree to disagree here. I appreciate a true showman an inquisitive mind who asks questions that may have been answered just 30 seconds earlier. No. You and I have a difference of opinion here.
Okay, I have one more clip.
This is the last clip now.
Yes, this is Christian lying to this withered fruit.
Oh!
Listen to these lies.
Oh, all right. I don't remember lying to him.
Great. Okay. Well, you did a wonderful job with me. I'd love to, and if you had a good time, I'd love to, if you could get me an interview with Dennis or any of those people, Alice, anybody, you got my digits. Feel free to hand them off to anybody at all. And we'll get them on by Zoom or in person, but
I will absolutely reach out to them, and I'll mention that you've had such distinguished people on your show as myself and Cardiff Electric, and I think that will impress most people.
I will give Dennis Miller and Alice Cooper your phone number. What?
How do you know that I haven't, Eric?
Dude. Okay. I will suck your dick if Alice Cooper and Dennis Miller go on that show. I will do it on OnlyFans. I will suck off Christian.
I don't want that. How about you suck off Vinny? Somebody else.
I'll suck off all of them in a row, same day.
How about Harrison? How about
I'll
you
suck off? I'll do tons of sucking. That's how much I know this is not gonna happen. You fucking idiot.
See, the thing is if what you offered was something that I was interested in, I could definitely talk Dennis into doing it, and he would maybe not want to talk to me ever again. But yeah, I can't get Alice Cooper. I can't get Alice Cooper on my show. How am I getting him on Topic Time with Harrison Young?
I think that everybody, I can appreciate the art of totally manipulating this man and making him feel like he's more than he is. But this is cruel and awful. You guys are mean.
Well, JFK Head Chunk has a good question. How did you contact him live in 1970? There is something to be said for that. And Dr. Anonymous, Bugs Bunny should be doing Harrison's nails, saying monsters are such interesting people. I was reading ahead to another chat and I fucked up your comment. Dust Cloud said Harrison Young looks anything but.
The whole appearance of his video, it looks like one of those Hamas hostage videos, the way it's shot. And it's just grainy and brown and orange and ugly and just terrible. Everything about it.
Harrison Young is an animatronic that shuts down when the cameras turn off. I believe it. But yeah, there's a lot of, I honestly had never noticed his hands before. I have to say that everybody has really opened my eyes. Eric, you haven't opened my eyes. I'm still a fan. I'm still a subscriber. And I think that right here, right now on WATB, I'm going to vow more Harrison Young clips on this show in the future. Not for my interview. You have more than enough of me.
Honestly, I can see from a WATB standpoint, there's a real watchability to it. But so I don't have any problem with that. Okay. I can understand it, but it's just difficult to watch that fucking shit. And I was like, oh my God, thank God it's only a half an hour. But when you started,
only half an hour.
When you started with, well, let me tell you about where I was born, I was like, oh no, Jesus Christ, here we go. Oh,
yeah. Well, there is a moment where he wanted to know if I wanted to shout anybody out, and I mentioned you, and he's like, yeah, you already talked about him.
Yeah.
So so he didn't want to hear about EZ. I guess he's an MLC guy.
Yeah.
Bob Johnson wants to know how many photo albums from the local playground does Harrison have? This is a great question from Bob. Nope, not from Bob. Sorry. Zane, more Harrison or more Hackride?
Harrison all day. Harrison all day. Hackride is not. Harrison has moved the meter more. I'm looking at the comments. The audience loves Harrison more than they love Hackride. Too many people hate on Hackride. He's too polarizing.
You might be the first person who hates Harrison Young. I think everybody in the WATP verse loves him.
I did not say that. I said that it's painful to review him and shit like that, but I can see how people love him. That's what I said.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we had some fun there. Let's quickly dip into the world of politics for a moment.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with Who Are These Politics?
So we'll just have one clip in politics today, and a candidate for Congress in Ohio's 9th district has had to withdraw from the race. Now, that doesn't sound like something we should want to cover on this show.
Nope.
Except for the simple fact that we have the clip from a podcast appearance that made him have to withdraw from the race. So the words that are about to come out of his mouth are actually what got him. He first tried to stay in and stand his ground and, like, oh, MAGA. And MAGA's like, nope. So let's hear what J.R. Majewski shouts out to some Democrats here in this podcast appearance.
The Democrats living in mom's basement and like talk shit on the internet. No matter how hard you try, arguing on the internet, it's like being in the Special Olympics.
Oh, okay.
No matter how good you perform, you still have you're still fucking retarded. So, yeah, that's gonna get clipped and ran against me in the general election, but.
No, buddy, you're actually not going to make it out of the primary. We're looking a little bit too far down the road when you said that. And the worst part is that he has the moment where he knows he shouldn't say it. He stops himself.
Kind of hiccups. He hiccups.
You could trail off. Now, if we said that on this show, you and I, we would trip over each other to make that comment. I think we would be doing it trying to get more super chats. I think we'd get more subscribers. We'd maybe even have to start a Patreon. But we're not on any ballots, at least last I checked.
No. But I think what's important also to note that joke's been being passed around for like 25 years, and it's about arguing on the internet. So like what he said. And so the fact that those three people watching were like, oh, no, you didn't. It's a little embarrassing, frankly.
Yeah. And I don't know. Look, if you go on the Joe Rogan Experience and you make a comment that gets you canceled, it's probably worth it because of all the eyeballs you got. I don't know if the quid pro quo there really made sense. Yeah. So, it's look, when we can have the evidence and share it on this show for why somebody, has to cancel themselves, I think it's worth it. All right, well, let's venture over to the world of sports now.
Home of the hourly triple play.
WATP, who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out who are these sportscasters.
So, Eric, as a recovering radio guy, much as myself, I think you're going to really appreciate this because the world of podcasting, it's you don't have a clock to follow. You don't have to hit these things. Yeah, sometimes you might have some sponsored bits, segments that are sponsored, but there's not as much of it. There's not as many moving parts. And I've got a clip here when a reporter making a guest appearance on ESPN radio in Chicago, you can see the moment where she's had enough of this shit because she tells us. So take a look and feel her pain as she sits through some morning radio bullshit.
Ronan with Cap and J Hood on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.
Courtney Cronin is with us from Indianapolis at the NFL Combine, and she joins us on the home of the Bears, ESPN 1000, on the hotline.
That'd be the CarX Tire
and Auto Hotline.
Hit the jingle.
Thunder clatter, boom, boom, boom. Let's go, Mike. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Good morning to you, Courtney. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thank you very much. We were able to play some of the sound from Katt Williams in his press conference at Indianapolis. What did you glean from the conversation?
I mean, he's incredibly confident, right? You guys took that as much as we did. It was such an incredible display of people that were there watching and everything else that kind of unfolded. All right, fuck this.
Oh no!
We'll put it on hold, and we'll get back to Courtney in a moment.
Oh no!
But Cap, again, you think about what Caleb Williams had to say.
I love radio guy. So the one guy's standing and he was clearly trying to do something, I don't know. I guess they don't pull carts anymore, but he was definitely prepping something for later in the show. And he's like, just put her on hold.
Yeah, his recovery was pretty good. Was she maybe visually seeing what's going on and she thought they were doing something that...
I think she just couldn't talk with the echo, and she'd already had to sit through that jingle. I think that was the only thing missing from that clip was if they'd hit the jingle again on her way out.
No.
We're like, all right, thanks, Courtney. The best part of it for me, though, is obviously her saying, fuck this. But her mic seems to be better by the time she walks off. I think they fixed the echo.
Folded. All right. Fuck this.
So that didn't echo. Did you notice?
No,
her saying "fuck this" didn't echo.
Cleaned right up. Oh, that was swell. Oh my God. I love that so much.
So the producer in the booth, whose fault it is that it was echoing in the first place, did fix it, but he didn't fix it soon enough. Anyway, that's an intentional swearing on Mike. Obviously, on this show, Eric, you mentioned it earlier. Every week, I tell everybody, every mic is a hot mic. That is every mic. But clearly, NHL officials don't always get told that.
Needed to find Nick Paul in the slot, and he rips it past Sam Harrison.
Fuck me.
Are we alive or are we not alive?
Yeah, the official's clearly not aware that their mic is open.
Oh my God.
Oh, that sounds like obnoxious John on the mic there.
Boy, was that clear.
It was so clear. It was like,
fuck me. Fuck me.
That fuck me is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. They play the jingle.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, what's not to love about that,
Really, that is that's an all-timer there, Christian.
Yeah. I agree. That's if we did a greatest hits compilation, that would be in there. So what this female announcer is saying has since been clarified for all of us, but I think that what it sounds like she says is also entirely appropriate during this women's basketball game.
Coach, I say, bench, stay in this ball game. Stay excited. Stay.
So she's got an accent. And so the word she's saying is bench.
Oh, but she is?
The clip started making the rounds because it sounds like, because this is, again, a girl. It's the LSU women's basketball team. And she's saying what sounds like, bitch.
As a coach, I say, bench, stay in this ball game. Stay.
So she's claiming that she says bench. I don't know. This might be another bullshit or not. Do you think she says bitch?
No, she said bitch. She absolutely said bitch.
All right. Well, we'll go one more time on that.
As a coach, I say, bench, stay in this ball game. Stay excited. Stay.
No, I take it back. I think she said bench.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. That's
I want it to be bitch, but it's definitely bench.
Well, let's have one more clip in the main part of the show before we have JFK Head Chunk. My wife is a bench. Very nice. How great is JFK Head Chunk? Shout out to him.
He's got some great jokes always.
Yeah, and and his username. So I don't want to harp on the great city of Detroit here, but I kind of remember a year where like the Lions almost went winless, but then they won one of their last two games, so they kind of celebrated. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember a year that the Tigers were able to celebrate in the final weekend because they were only going to win. They were going to only lose 120 games instead of setting the record by losing 121. But in neither case did anybody freak out. Now, what we have here is the announcers for Mississippi Valley State who beat the visiting Prairie View, I assume college, to improve to 1-27 on the season. Yes, prior to this, they had lost all 27 games. And we can tap out of this at any time, but their excitement level for finally winning a game, and I think that the men on the court, I think they handle it the way they should, but the announcers are literally losing their shit over this.
It will be game. It will be game. It doesn't feel that first win. We stormed the court. We're storming the court. We're storming the court. Oh my God.
Let me explain for our audio audience. Storming the court has about, 15, let's just round it up, 20 people on the court.
Right.
That's not really storming the court.
No, but look at the size of the asses on those two chicks that should be on motorbikes in the front there at the bottom of your screen.
Yes, I did notice them.
My God! That's the whole dude. That's a complex. Pick up their first win.
Is this like one of those historically black people schools?
Yeah, I can't say that I'm familiar with Mississippi Valley State or Prairie View.
Okay.
But judging from the stands, the members of the team, I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the coach isn't used to what's about to happen. The handshake from his players after winning a game.
Shout out Coach Ivory.
Tap. Hey, Coach. Oh, yeah, right. God, we won
1-14 in a swag. What is you saying? The Mississippi Valley Delta Devils are currently on a 1-game winning streak. With that.
Now, if I said that, I would be trying to be funny. I'm like, wow, they're currently on a 1-game winning streak. But he's like, so even the guy next to him is like, wait, what now?
Game, the Prairie View Panthers will fall to 10 and 16, 5-10 the swag. The Mississippi Valley Delta Devils will improve to 1-27. What a senior night. 1-14 the swag. Let's go! Win led by no one other than Raekwon Brown. Why, thank you, my guy. Host of Delta Devils and double figures tonight, and everyone just contributed to this win. And big shout out AD Hakeem McClellan.
So they go on to thank basically everybody in the program for the fact that they won a game.
Yes. They're very, and then you got Mr. High Energy there, and then Black Christian next to him.
Yeah. Black Christian is trying to just like, I guess I should try to match the enthusiasm. I jumped ahead to the end.
Big shout out MVSU Beat Club, Valley Sports Network. Until next time, baby. Man, we love you, baby.
Yeah, we love you, baby. So he's like working on catchphrases. Everything's happening. It's all happening there for Mississippi Valley State.
That is spectacular.
All right,
I like this one. Those bleachers have more fans than this show has viewers. Well, I don't know. We'd have to actually.
Really, Anonymous?
I don't.
Seriously? Fucking hell, Anonymous.
I don't know. I thought we were doing good.
I think for us, this is actually pretty good. Super chats have really fallen off. People have decided they don't like us enough to give us money, but just tune in. Whatever.
Who gives a shit? We don't care.
We'll take your money. All right. Well, let's wind things down with a great moment in broadcasting history.
Flashback.
WATB. Way back into time.
Let's find out who are these broadcast histories.
So, Japanese fart enthusiast posted this in the Discord, and it is a UFC announcer who kind of loses faith in what he just said during his live remote broadcast.
What a guy, what a night. UFC 298, Anaheim, California, certainly one for the books. What a guy. That's fucking gay. Bye-bye.
So whoever's watching it just can't help themselves, and they're laughing. So on camera, didn't realize he was still on camera. He just gave his own critique as fucking gay, which honestly, now you know what it's like every week when we end the stream and Easy and I do our little post game. That's what
we
he
say.
says every week.
That's what we say. I think that's the guy's name, Bisping. I know that name sounds familiar.
Well, that name does sound familiar, and we want to thank everybody who tuned in this week. I want to thank once again the great Harrison Young for having me on Topic Time. You can find the full episode. Eric's 9 clips didn't do it justice. It's even more boring than it looked.
It's so bad. It's horrible.
But in a week that gave us Katt Williams on the Joe Rogan Experience, I'm going to say you should check out me on Topic Time with Harrison Young. You'll have a lot more of your afternoon left if you do that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but next week we will be back, but we'll be back at the earlier time, correct?
Correct. That we have to do a noon Eastern show.
And that's 9 a.m. Pacific time. So thank you for getting me out of having to take my kids to school. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So yes, so you will find us next Tuesday at noon Eastern. Please tune in when we will once again ask who are these broadcasters. Until next week, Eric, what's your YouTube so that everyone can see how you're crushing it?
Oh, yeah. So if you just search Eric Zane, or I think it's Eric Zane Show or Eric Zane, I don't even know what it is. YouTube. And that YouTube's all one word, you know, and then you can click it and then there it is. There it is. You too can be part of the growing number of YouTube subscribers of the Eric Zane Show podcast, Christian.
Yes, exactly. And I appreciate that. And, try and get some of those February streams up to like 30 views so that he can send a screenshot to Kevin Brennan and just put it in.
I would love that. I would love that. And
By the way,
tell Kevin I want to be on his show. I'd love to talk to him.
I mean, he has Joe Matarese on, so I'm sure he'll have you. He has Ray DeVito and Joe Matarese on at the same time.
Oh.
So I feel like, yeah. And by the way, that clip was worth $8 to me. Yes, I gave Kevin Brennan 1 month of Patreon money because I wanted that clip so badly. I really wanted to hear him talk about my buddy Easy. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Christian DMZ. My personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. This Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. It's a St. Patrick's Day special where we will cover two of the greatest films in cinema history, Leprechaun and Leprechaun in the Hood. Joining me on this show, Lucy Tightbox, and making his Blackcast debut, Adam Hughesy Hughes. If I'm going to talk Leprechaun, I need to have Hughesy on. It just seems so obvious. So using the exchange rate, this is actually my sign-off for this week. Well played, Dang Lizard. Bad at Karate, you were really close with this one. I am also a Producer Chris fan. But Bad at Karate, you are the silver medal. Our gold medal winner again goes to Dang Lizard, who basically gave us all of our money this week, by the way.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Dang Lizard. Always appreciate your support. That's all the time for now. So this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic.
Hold on. Look at one just came in.
One just came in? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I know that Dang Lizard really wanted me to say that.
well, yeah. Rules are rules, though. Fuck that
Rules
guy.
are rules. Sorry, Dang Lizard. JFK Head Chunk coming in with a crisp 10 lodge. So every mic is a hot mic, and Trump will win it all tonight. I mean, how is he not going to? I mean, Nikki Haley won the District of Columbia because like 1,200 people voted. But anyway.
Well done.
Thank you, JFK Head Chunk. And I'll just put it back up on the screen. But sorry, Dang Lizard, that's not our big dollar winner. We will see everybody next Tuesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Thanks again.